What's up? Welcome back. It's me. So for today's video, you can probably guess it from the title, but it's just a movie review. And I don't know if this movie is actually out yet. I think I don't know. I think it's released in LA and I think Australia. I don't know, a few places around the world. I think it's released already. It's called 8th Grade, directed by Bo Burnham, the comedian. I think it actually comes out in the beginning of August or like the last week of July. I don't actually know. Anyway, so 8th Grade. My little sister won tickets to the movie and I don't think her mom could take her, so then she asked me to take her. She can't drive. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I had literally no idea what this movie was. I went into this thinking it was a children's movie. Didn't watch a trailer or anything like that. I was like, okay, like movie about a girl in 8th grade. Great. Bo Burnham's directing it. He's funny. It'll be a comedy. That's literally what I thought going into this movie, is that it was a comedy about a girl in 8th grade. It's not that. It is not a comedy about a girl going into 8th grade. There are funny parts. It's a coming of age movie, I think is what I'd call it, like a drama. I get like there's funny parts, but I wouldn't call it like a comedy. I'm blessed that I was able to watch it. Not even watch it, but get an advanced screening of it. Like that was kind of cool. But it is an incredible movie. It's about this girl who's in 8th grade, like I thought it was, but it's about her last week in 8th grade, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, or like I'm gonna try my best not to spoil anything, and it is kind of about, how do I even word this though, like giving it away? It's kind of about her wanting to become more of a confident person, and in this week, like her last week of school, you get to know her and you see the struggles that she's facing, probably the struggles that she's faced for the past year, probably the past like 2-3 years in middle school kind of thing. She also makes YouTube videos and she doesn't get any views with them, but it's interesting because you get to watch these YouTube videos that she's posting, and then with them she gets more confident and she gets happier, and like that's really interesting. Like I did not expect this movie to be so good. It was fascinating. It really touches upon everything. And one thing I really want to mention is the fact that it's so real and so raw. I have seen children's movies before. Like I went into this thinking it would be just like every other single kids movie that I've seen, every other single movie about a person in middle school, and the same things, the same bullies, the same like family problems, like you know what I'm talking about when you watch a movie about someone in middle school. Like you gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, no, this was not that. This was real. This was everything that you can relate to. I was sitting there watching this and I was like, oh my god, I went through that exact same thing, or I relate to that so hard, or like I know exactly how that character is feeling. I don't know how Bo Burnham did this. Bo Burnham of all people, the comedian of all people. I don't know how, but he managed to capture this girl in 8th grade and make it so fucking real. Like, I don't know, I was in, like, by the end of the movie I was almost in tears of what happens, and there's conversations that happen, and I'm sitting there like watching this movie and I'm like, oh my god, I've literally had conversations like that. And it's so accurate the way everything is portrayed in this movie. Like this girl, her name's Kayla by the way, the main character, she goes through these mood swings and they're so, how's the word for it? They're so rapid, like these rapid mood swing, or her mood just changes so fast, right? And obviously everyone goes through mood swings, but like personally me, I remember in middle school my mood swings all the time, and the way I talked to my parents in middle school, like I didn't want anything to do with them kind of thing. Like Kayla talks to her dad like this, and it's a single, like she only has her father, it's just a single dad, and her dad is trying really hard, and her dad is saying all the right things, and her dad is saying every single thing that my parents told me when I was in middle school. So like props to the screenwriter. I don't know if that was also Bo Burnham who wrote this as well, but like everything was so accurate. Everything in this film was just so, I'm just saying the word so many times, but I can't explain it any other way. And there's a part in this movie, keep in mind this is based in 2018, so these people in middle school now, they have phones and they have, you know, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram kind of thing, right? And when I was in middle school, I had Facebook and I got Snapchat at the end of grade 8. That is it. And then I used Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter in high school. Like that was it. That's my experience with social media, is I got it all in pretty much high school kind of thing, right? But I did have a phone, and anyway, so there's a scene in this film where she's talking to high schoolers, and they ask her like when she got Snapchat, and she responds like, oh, I got it in grade 5, and it's just like, and these teenagers sitting there like what? That's crazy. We didn't get Snapchat you know, we were in high school, or like at the beginning of high school kind of thing, and the teenagers in this film are like a year or 2 years younger than how old I am now kind of thing. So it's like I relate to that so hard. And my little sister, she's in grade 6, and I remember having these conversations with her, like why did you get Snapchat? Why do you, like, you don't need your phone, who are you texting kind of thing. Like every single conversation in this movie is so real, and it happens, and it happens on a day-to-day basis with everyone around the world, everyone at these ages. And I'm in shock that there was, like, Bo Burnham was able to capture it in a film. Like, I don't get it, but it was so incredible. And my little sister, she's in grade 6, or I guess she just finished grade 6, so she's going into grade 7, and so I feel like she didn't appreciate the movie as much as I did, only because she's so young, and she probably doesn't understand everything that she probably watched. She probably doesn't get it, or maybe she hasn't just, like, been through it kind of thing. But me watching it, being almost 20 years old, I was able to look back and relate to Kayla and just be like, man, I thought grade 8 was the end of the world too when I was your age. Like, which is true. Kayla in the film thinks that, like, her life is going to shit, and, like, she struggles, and then things get better, and then everything just crashes again, and then, you know, it's a bit of a climb, and things are good, and things crash again. It's incredible how it takes place in a week. One last week of grade 8, this all takes place, and I don't want to use the word incredible again, but I'm going to. It is incredible, and you know that Kayla has faced all these problems, like, the other 10 months of grade 8, right? Like, you know this, and I know this, because that was me in grade 8. Like, I had these struggles in grade 8. I thought the end of the world was upon me in grade 8, and, like, here I am now, 19 years old, and I can be like, it wasn't the end of the world. Like, why did I think it was? But looking back on the problems I had, it seemed like everything was so difficult. And I think it's important for parents to watch this movie too. It doesn't matter how old your child is. If parents watch this movie, they'll understand kind of a bit more what their kid is going through, and why everything just seems so tough for them, and why maybe they don't want to talk to you, and maybe they'll lash out, or maybe they'll have these crazy mood swings, but it's nothing personal. It's just what the kid is going through, and they're not going to want to talk to you about it. I never wanted to talk to my parents about what was going on in middle school. Why would I want to talk to my parents about what the hell I was dealing with, you know? Like, no, I'm going to deal with it myself. I'm just going to lay in bed and cry and go to bed, and I'm going to slam the door, and I'm going to cause a scene in my room, but I'm not going to want to talk to them. And that's exactly what Kayla did. She would slam the door, and she wouldn't talk to her dad because she doesn't want to. What is she going to say? Like, hi dad, I'm having problems right now and I don't know how to deal with it. Like, no, when you're in grade 8, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And again, this movie is so f***ing real. I don't know. I got out of it and I was in shock, and I don't know. I still am. I want to go see it again when it comes out, like, actually comes out. Man, I'm so happy I saw this early. Like, I need people to go see this movie. I don't give a shit what age you are. Actually, I kind of do give a shit what age you are. Like, my little sister's, again, grade 6. Like, I'm glad she went and saw this. I even told her when we were driving home, I was like, you probably don't understand half of what you watched, but that's okay. Oh, for an example of some of the problems that she had. I'm not going to spoil this movie, like, at all, but I know that this is actually a really funny part. She was interested in this guy, and I guess he was a really popular guy in their class, and every single time he showed up on screen, it was like slow motion and dramatic, like, music, and she was just, like, staring at him, and I'm like, man, like, I relate to that. And so there was a bit of struggles involving that, and it kind of, like, it plays out, you kind of understand what happens at the end kind of thing. But it's true, like, boys in middle school, even in high school, are such big issues. Like, not boys, it's actually, yeah, boys themselves are just problems in general, but liking guys and trying to talk to guys, or trying to figure out how the hell you want to hang out with a guy, like, those are problems when you're young and you don't know what the hell man, they're problems for me now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But like, in middle school, in high school, like, it seems like the end of the world because you don't know what you're doing and you like this guy, and it just seems like it's not gonna work out, and so again, it's the end of the world. You're gonna go home and you're gonna slam your door and you're gonna cry, which exactly what happens. And it's not, this whole movie is not just like a repeated cycle, and you're not seeing the same thing every 5 minutes of her going home crying kind of thing, but you see progression, and you see how she's able to grow, and you see how she's able to try and get out of her shell for these last few days of grade 8, and it's incredible. Oh, another thing I want to add, not even Kayla, but just the characters in general were all so real. Or they cast characters who are that age, and characters who are young, and it looked like a middle school class, and these high schoolers looked like high schoolers. They looked like they were played by high schoolers kind of thing, you know, and it was so real. Thank God. I'm so sick of watching movies where these children could be 20 years old or 14 years old. I don't know. No one knows kind of thing, right? These people actually looked their age, which I think is incredible. And they acted their age too. Like I said, Kayla is talking to these teenagers, and how these teenagers are talking to each other is so f***ing true and so real. Like, they're talking about, and okay, I'm not gonna spoil that. Like, there's so much attention to detail in this film. It's f***ing amazing, and I love it. I seriously love it. Man, I remember when I was in middle school, the boys in my class, I could honestly name 4 of them right now. Same 4 guys who would make the same noises, say the same stuff, like during announcements, or if there's like a, you know, like a silence, like over, like in the room kind of thing, they would try to crack people up. They'd be the class clowns kind of bullshit. They had that in the film, and it wasn't that cheesy like class clown, like one person kind of thing that you see in most middle school movies, right? Like, it was real. Like, it was the same couple guys, and then they were doing the same things. Like, they were making fart noises, or they were like, I don't even know. One of them said something like quoting a Vine, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, man, that's so true. Like, that happened like that. I really want everyone to watch it. I think anyone who watches it can probably relate to it somehow, like whether you're a parent watching it and you can relate to how Kayla's dad is trying to handle everything. Like, that's amazing. But again, I really want parents to watch this. I think it's so important for parents to watch this and just kind of try to get an idea of what the hell their like kid is going through, kind of like, you know, that makes sense. Like, I want my mom to watch this, and then I want to tell her, being like, Mom, like, that was me. That is why I didn't want to talk to you when I was in middle school. Like, that everything you just saw right now, that was literally me. Like, it was an emotional movie, and oh my god, okay, there was one part, I don't want to spoil it, I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, but Kayla is having a conversation with her father, and it pulled at my heartstrings so hard, because I remember having a conversation like that with my mom when I was younger, and when I was going through so much shit. I don't recall exactly what Kayla said, but I know it was something along the lines of, I think she asked him if, like, did I disappoint you, or like, I'm sorry if you're disappointed in me, or like, I'm sorry that I'm not the daughter you want, or, you know, something like that, something along those lines, like just something that she had to get off her chest, because I'm sure she was feeling all this guilt, and she was probably feeling like the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she had to tell her father that she was sorry for who she turned out to be. That's not the entire conversation. I'm not spoiling anything here by saying that, but I remember sitting down, and I'm pretty sure I said the exact same thing to my mom. Like, I'm sorry that I turned out this way. Like, I'm so sorry if I've disappointed you. And, like, I'm sorry that I'm not the daughter that you wanted me to be. Like, these words that she is saying are words that I can relate to, or I could relate to. And it's just so real. This entire film, everything that happens in it is so real. And I feel like I'm missing so many more points that I want to reach, but I need people to go out and watch this movie. I need people to see how creative and how smart and how accurate Bo Burnham was making this movie. I walked into this movie thinking it was a comedy and thinking I would laugh maybe once or twice at a child's movie, you know? And no. It was such an emotional movie, and it was one of the best movies. I am so scared that it's just gonna get like shoved under the rug. Like, people need to appreciate this movie. People need to go out and watch it. People need to understand we need more movies like this. That's about it for this review. Go watch the goddamn movie. You will not be disappointed if you go see this movie, which I'm really hoping that everyone does. Go watch the movie. At least go watch the trailer for it. The trailer doesn't do it justice. It just doesn't. That's it. It just doesn't. Also, you should like this video because that is very dramatic. I think I yelled a lot. Sorry about that. But yeah, so please like this video. Feel free to subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. That'd be really cool. That's about it though, so I'll see ya. What if I did this? No, I don't like that.